So, you're thinking about heading out on a beautiful trip to your favourite beach, but inevitably you'll have to face the dreaded cleanup. In this video, we're going to lay out all the tips and tricks we've got so that you can clean your vehicle fast and effectively. We do have an existing video for cleaning Forbies after an off-road mud adventure, but this video will focus more on beach and sand specific cleanup. Before heading to the beach, you want to make sure that your underbody is protected from salt and corrosion, and our Under Armour spray was designed with this in mind to do just that. It gives real rust prevention and a super hydrophobic finish that makes for easier cleaning up after your trip. On a totally clean and dry surface, mist the Under Armour onto the surfaces that you want protected until you have an even coat. For it to bond properly, it then needs to dwell for a minimum of 45 minutes before thoroughly rinsing it off with a strong jet of water from your hose. To get the most out of the protection, we do recommend waiting at least 24 hours before heading off-road. When used this way, Under Armour should provide 2 to 3 months of real-world protection for your underbody and is ideally reapplied when you first start to notice the hydrophobics of the surface not as epic as they once were. For the full application procedure, you can check out our Under Armour guide and video linked in the description. When you're back from your trip, you'll want to tackle the cleaning as quick as possible so the salt and sand have minimal time to spend on your paint. One of the most important and overlooked cleaning steps is flushing out your chassis rails to remove any trapped sand and prevent wet spots that promote and accelerate corrosion. Starting on either side, find the furthest back hole in the chassis rail and push the hose end through as far as it'll go. Observe as the sand begins to flow out of the drain holes down the rails. Wait until this flow becomes clear water and then adjust the hose, pulling it in and out until no more sand comes out. Then repeat the process on the other side. With the inner rails done, we'll move on to the rest of the underbody. Grab your snowblow cannon, add 900ml of water, 100ml of Dirty Times wash. Shake that thoroughly and then fully coat every surface of the underbody, adjusting your nozzle spread to reach different areas, paying extra attention to any chunky sand buildup. Dirty Times wash is ideal to use in place of snow foams here because it will dissolve salt, break down the minerals and leave a corrosion barrier thanks to its anti-rust additives that will help minimize and prevent rust. Set aside the leftover Dirty Times wash mixture and then allow it to sit for a few minutes before rinsing it off. Use a hose sprayer on the jet setting to blast through the rails and flood the areas with a large amount of water to remove sitting suds and sand, being thorough in every potential location that sand could be built up or hiding. For any grease or oil left after snowing, we'll use the deep cleaning power of Down and Dirty, which easily lifts heavier grime when paired with some of our brushes. Prepare a wheels bucket with a cap of Dirty Times wash to rinse your brushes in as you go. Use the chubby brush for flat open areas and the foursome brushes for more intricate areas. When you're all done, rinse the underbody down completely and prepare your cannon with the leftover Dirty Times wash from before as we move on to the engine bay. Grab your foursome brushes, the chubby brush, grey twisted little sucker, and a small portable blower if you have one. It's important to make sure that the engine and any rubber hoses are cool to touch. Begin coating the engine bay, taking care to avoid intakes and exposed electricals. Some older four-wheel drives may need covering of intakes, distributors, alternators and spark plugs. Once everything's coated, allow it to dwell for a few minutes, then scrub the flat open areas with the chubby brush and the more intricate areas with one of your foursome brushes. Then rinse thoroughly with low pressure from the hose, avoiding the same areas that you did before. Grab your blower, blast out excess water from all the nooks and crannies, and then dry the rest of the engine bay down with the clean and dry twisted little sucker cloth. With that all done, it's time to move on to the exterior, starting with the wheels. Prepare Down and Dirty, Wet Dreams, Little Stiffy, the Chubby, and a flathead brush. Get a fresh wheels bucket filled 3/4 full of water, add a cap full of Dirty Times wash and a great barrier thingy to help keep dirt and grime in the bottom of the bucket. Begin misting Down and Dirty over your tyres and wheel face for full coverage. Its heavy-duty cleaning formula is versatile and super effective at lifting annoying tyre browning, and it's great for grime and sand build-up on your rims, while also leaving a barrier against corrosion after it's been rinsed off. Starting with the ergonomic Little Stiffy, give the tyres a good scrub, avoiding the wheel faces as the bristles are stiff and they were purpose-made for rubber and will get deep into the tyres, lifting out all that stubborn browning. Now rinse the whole wheel and tyre thoroughly with a strong jet of water. Dip the brushes into your wheels bucket to soak up a good helping of the suds before scrubbing. If you have open spoke wheels, the flathead brush will poke through and make the inner barrels and behind the brakes easy to reach. The long, soft and feathered tip bristles of the chubby brush help dislodge sand around the wheel without scratching, and our nuts and guts from the foursome brush set is super handy for getting in around wheel nuts and inner seams, wheel lips and any tight corners to remove the hidden sand and grit there also. Scrub and rinse your brushes often in the bucket to avoid spreading any dirt or leftover sand around the wheel. After the wheel's been scrubbed, give them a thorough rinse, paying extra attention to the inner barrel and any other inner suspension components contained within the wheel. This is to dislodge sand that may have fallen down as you've cleaned. On the still wet wheel, evenly mist some wet dreams across the wheel face and immediately and thoroughly pressure wash off to activate the product. It'll add a super hydrophobic layer of protection that will make it harder for dirt and sand to stick in the future, making the wheels easier to clean the next time round. After the wheels, it's best to clean the door jambs, as you don't want water from the jambs to dry onto the exterior paint after you've washed it. Prepare some down and dirty, a foursome brush, and a bucket of fresh water to rinse the brush out in regularly. Doing one door at a time, use the open end of the hose and flood from the top to the bottom of the door jamb to remove standing sand and avoid excess overspray into the car. Then, liberally spray down and dirty onto the section you're cleaning, avoiding any greased hinges, and then agitate with the brush, paying particular attention to seams, rubber seals, plastic parts, and door skin drain holes where sand and dirt like to hide. Down and dirty will help lubricate the surface, making it harder for sand to scratch as you use the brush. Rinse each section down before it dries to avoid grime and sand settling on the door jamb again. Now repeat this process on each door before moving on to the exterior of the car. Top up your snowblow cannon with Dirty Times wash and water using the same 9:1 ratio that we used before. When you're ready, begin foaming the whole car, starting at the back and following a bottom to top overlapping motion, making sure to get full and thorough coverage. We use Dirty Times wash here instead of one of our snow foams because its formula enables it to dissolve salt and minerals from the beach that can cause corrosion. After leaving it on the paint for a few minutes, rinse off starting at the roof and make your way down the car in methodical overlapping motions. Take extra time with the nooks and crannies, letting them run clear and free of sand to avoid potentially scratching during the hand wash, which we'll move on to next. Fill a wash and rinse bucket 3/4 full of water, add a Great Barrier thingy and a cap full of Dirty Times wash into the wash bucket. Froth the mixture up with a blast from the pressure washer for a nice head of suds, then rinse the wash pillow in the rinse bucket before dipping it into the wash bucket to fill it with suds. If your forebie is lifted or the roof is hard to reach, your side steps or a small safety step will be helpful here for reaching those areas. Dirty Times wash has a lower pH that enables better cleaning power on minerals, which means it's also great for removing fresh water spots. Its mega lubricating and sudsing formula helps to glide over the surface for a safe and faster clean. Wash the car from the top to the bottom with methodical overlapping motions, making sure you don't drag grime from the dirty lower areas back up onto the paint. Always rinse your wash tool out in the rinse bucket water after each section to get rid of sand or grime that's been collected in it. We find the wash pillow is the best tool here for bigger vehicles as its larger surface area covers the exterior faster and it holds stacks of suds. The thin profile of the Shagamatastic wash mitt is also perfect for tight spaces like sidebars, weather shields and roof racks. While doing the hand wash, it's best to do areas around emblems, badges, etc. with one of the foursome brushes, as most of the scratch causing sand and grime has been removed by the pre-wash. Dirty Times wash is also built to be very forgiving in the sun, so if it does dry, it can simply be rinsed off with a gentle stream of water. Now rinse the entire car down with the hose and flush out any remaining wash from the crevices around the car. Dirty Times wash is completely safe for ceramic coatings and sealants, but it can affect some older waxes, so you may need to reapply some protection after use. The easiest way to tell is by judging the paint's hydrophobics. For a quick and easy protection top-up, fill up your Happy Ending bottle with 900ml of water and 100ml of Happy Ending and shake it to mix well. Then slowly walk around the car until the entire thing is covered, avoiding the windscreen where possible. Happy Ending is like wet dreams, needs to be pressure washed off immediately after application. Work your way from the top to the bottom with the pressure washer being thorough and enjoy the epic bead porn and real layer of protection that will last 2 to 3 months, making it way easier to clean up after trips. It's also the best protection to use with ceramic coatings as it'll form a sacrificial layer and help your coating last longer. To dry the car, flood the panels with a steady, even stream of water and then spray your twisted mother sucker with 4 to 6 sprays of Boss Gloss. This will help lubricate the towel and act as a drying aid as you glide the 90 by 60 centimeter twist pile loop over the surfaces of your car. Its handy pockets allow for easy control and are perfect for getting into tight crevices around weather shields and roof racks, etc. The twisted little suckers are the perfect small drying towel for those intricate areas around door jambs and wheels, and they use the same high quality material as a twisted mother sucker to quickly suck up any water in their path. A portable blower can be paired with them here to blast out and dry up any remaining water from hidden areas. With everything clean and dry, we can finish off the exterior now with the tyres using some sweet rubber, which is best applied with our All Sorts applicator, ideal for larger sidewalls and chunky treads. Wipe any excess product from the wheels or white walls with a grey twisted little sucker cloth and then let it sit for 5 minutes to cure. Sweet rubber will leave a rich and dark satin finish that repels sand from the sidewalls, keeping them cleaner for longer and making them easier to clean. Now with the outside of the car finished, it's time for the interior. Considering you've been to the beach, you probably have sand absolutely everywhere. If you have rubber or plastic floor mats, take them out first, place them on the ground. Give them a rinse to remove any loose sand, then spray some down and dirty over the surface using the chubby brush to agitate and get a nice lather on the surface to carry the sand off as you rinse thoroughly once done. Put the mats aside and allow them to dry before moving on to the rest of the interior. Start off with a thorough vacuum using the crevice tool for general carpet and nook and cranny cleaning, and a brush tool for wider areas, mats, seats, etc. Avoid soft plastics like the Speedo and any screens here, as the brush attachment may not be suitable for these surfaces. For these areas, our quick and easy interior detailer Fark Off is excellent for removing fingerprint marks and leaving a clean and anti-static finish. Spray a few sprays of Fark Off into a folded big softy cloth, then gently wipe over any screens, then flip the cloth to a clean and dry side and buff off any residue. Dirt and sunscreen on seats and door cards can be taken care of with our pH neutral orange agent, which is a safe first step for deep cleaning vinyl and leather interiors. Lighter grime or fingerprints can be removed with our interior specific products. Vinyl Care for plastics and vinyl, and then Leather Love and Leather Guard for any leather seats which are likely to copper hiding. Fabricadabra can be used for fabric seats and carpets that have been stained or dirtied. For each product, spray first into a square bear applicator and then wipe over the affected surface. Then with a clean and dry cloth, buff off any remaining product to reveal a nice even finish. For a truly epic off-road adventure, you will need to get bogged at least once, which usually requires the use of recovery gear. If they got wet or had some sand stick to them, then it's a good idea to get them out and rinse them off. Lay them out flat, give them a good spray from the hose, and simply inspect to see if there's any sand that remains on them. We hope this guide has helped you restore your pride and joy back to top shape, ready for your next outdoor adventure. If you have any questions, please shoot us an email, visit us on social media, or give us a call. Thanks for watching.